Hello and welcome. We're going to do another face off today. Nice quick one. Going to use this Boots for Men shaving stick. A vintage classic. Come to me, Noz, in a job lot of stuff I bought. Comes out of here like that. Just going to give it a whirl. Really annoys me, look. Really annoys me. Don't shut. And it is Boots one, because it still had the wrapper on it. Don't shut. Really annoying. Hey? Hang on. Do I have to push it? No, that's at the bottom. No, that's at the bottom. Anyway, look, still don't shut. Blinky annoying. Yeah, well, whatever, Trevor. Today we're going to shave with this rather nice little tiny CV. I don't know if you can see the engraving, well, the etching, sorry, on it. I don't think it's going to show up too well. It's quite loose in the old scales. It's got natural scales, you know which ones. It's got some lovely serrations on it, and I forget what they're called now. But it's almost like the growth rings. I've tried to tap it up so it stays where it's meant to stay. It does stay like that without assistance. But yeah, like I said, I've tried to tap it up, but I ain't tapping it no more because I've broke a pair of these scales before and it is disastrous to my mind. So we will just shave it. Comes with a little box. It is the original box, I think. I've had other ones from the same era and whatnot, and they all look the same as that. That's that one. Little CV. Oh, sorry, it's a CV. It's an MK30, and I've never actually shaved an MK30. I'm sure I've had an MK29 in the past, and to me that'd be too little. That MK29. If it's much littler than that, it's got a little bit of homeware on it though, so I suppose it would probably add another mil. But I'm going to shave with this, and I'm quite excited to shave with this because I quite like my frame backs. See, this is a CV, Mr. Heljestrand, and it's nice, man. Like the blade's almost satin, and I've had a few of these frame backs, and it does seem to be a bit of a feature. And it says on the spine, Danny Mora Guttistal. Yeah, I'm saying that totally wrong probably. Sweden on the back. It says it there on the spine. And I ain't deciphered it yet, meaning translated, but I think it sometimes tells you what steel it is. So I'm going to have a little look. It says Paris 18... Is it 18? Oh, it almost looks like 55, or is it 85? And then it's got 1867. So I don't know what was going on. It was the way I do it. It was the massive trade shows. London 18. Is it 51 or 81? It's hard to tell. But yeah, it was the big old trade shows that they used to do. I bet there were some events, man. If you look into the trade show that they did at oh, I forget. And they built this massive, great big glass building. Is it Hampton? Oh, I'm gonna have to have a double check. I'll find out. I can't remember. Anyway, it was amazing. The amount of work that went into it just to put on these trade shows. But in the day, that's how people made their big money. Here's the back side of it. It just says Sweden there somewhere. Nothing else. It's got a lovely sweeping smile though. Like if you've never shaved one of these kind of shaped profiles, like if you ever get one, like you're in for a bit of a treat. Because I don't know, they just seem to follow the contours of your skin. Lovely they do. I don't know what they're called though, really. Like an offset smile, but it's probably got quite a fancy name. Oh dear, getting water on my box. Don't like that. The paper mache box. If there's one thing paper mache don't like, that's water. Right, so we're going to do another shave with a stick. Let's give it a go. something I don't do a lot of, so I can't say I'm brilliant at it, to be fair. But get your face wet, wang it on there. Excuse me. It's another wet and dreary day today. It really is. But we are in December. Soon to be January. So what do you expect? Nothing else. If you live in good old UK. Alright. That seems to be going on better than that palm olive, to be fair. 2 days growth. I nearly didn't have a shave today, but I thought, oh well, come on, let's fit one in. Yeah, it probably takes a bit longer doing the stick, but you know, it's handy for like travelling people, isn't it? And you still want to stick to kind of like a hard soap. Like, I must admit, I've not tried many of these like artisan shaving soaps or whatnot, sort of like the real softer ones and that. But the thing is, I've got so many soaps. Well, I ain't got so many, but I've got, well, how many sticks have I got? I've got 3 sticks. I've got 2, 4, oh god, I've probably got about 6 or 7 pucks. 2 good ones, 3 sort of generic-y kind of ones. And then I've got this little sort of like, almost looks like hand soap, but it's not. That's an artisan one. That's done from a little workshop down Dorset way, I believe. And that's kind of like for sensitive skin. That's actually one of the first ones I bought, just because. God, it's going back a few. It actually sweats out sometimes in the summer. But yeah, it's nice soap. Don't smell it much. This little tiny CVA. Right, let's just put it next to this one, and this isn't a big razor, so that you can kind of get the drift. Ah, that's magnet. Oh, that can nearly hold that. Oh, I'm not going to try it in case I drop it, but that's the first time I put. Hang on, let's find out what one's magnet then. It's got to be this bigger one, isn't it? Have I got anything else? Oh, that is weird. It's this little CV. It's this little 30. It's been magnetised. See, it says on it, it says AB Severin Dahlgren and Co. Oh, I've never had a little MK that's been magnetised. That definitely is. It's pulling on it. Oh, it's pulling on that and all. 2 become 1 with the razors. I've had a magnet razor before, but it's sad that it was that 7/8 Urn magnetic, and that's a razor I wish I never sold, that is, because I'll never probably find one again like that. I shouldn't have sold it. That was a bad move, that was. Never mind. Hey, never mind. Won't be the first. Won't be the last, as they say. Oh, I got a bit distracted then with the old magnet. Didn't expect that though. Oh right, so that old boots. It's got quite a nice smell. It's a bit of an old-fashioned kind of. It's a smell that I recognise from just going in toilets and having a snoop around when I was a kid. I think we've all done that, haven't we? A bit of snooping around in the toilets. God, the amount of toilets I locked myself in as a kid. Wow, that's quite a good lather. I'm very impressed. Come up quite quick as well, doesn't it? It's probably a bit thick. Let's see if we can't. Ooh. Yeah, it's not as substantial as what I've been used to, which is the old Geo Thumpers. Let's try this little Diddy MK30. I don't see many of these about. They probably don't sell. Ooh. They probably don't sell as good as They're bigger, but well, no, they don't. Everybody wants the big razors, you see. Don't feel like it's doing anything, but it's taking it off. You know, I must say I'm a fan of the bigger razors. Sometimes I think the Philharmonicas are a bit too big. I'm yet to get my hands on a Philharmonica 13, but it's the same grind as a J.A. Hengel 17, and I've got one of them, and I love that razor. That seems to fit perfect size, grind. But I like razors generally. Generally they're over 6/8, 6/8 to 7/8, 20mm to about 23mm. That's kind of the size razors I enjoy using more, as in an aesthetics kind of way, because there is no real difference. If you get a good blade with a good edge, it's just a matter of it feels different in your hands a bit. But well, if you're like me and you shave with so many different size razors and grinds, and it all becomes quite irrelevant. Sorry, itchy nose. Yeah, nothing special, but it's a lovely little razor. They have, the scales on it are beautiful. I don't imagine somebody that will end up buying this is somebody who it'd be his only razor, or she, maybe, I don't know. But if you like the CVs and you want to collect the MKs, well, this is one of them. And like I said, you don't see many of these about. You really don't. You see the MK31 about a lot. The MK32, well, I've only ever seen 2 of them for sale that were any good. So it's kind of one of them, if you know what I mean. Let's try the other CV. Then we're doing with the old lava. Yeah, it dries out a bit. I do find that with these sticks, a bit like that Cellar actually. That seems to do the same. But the sticks I find definitely dry out. I think they're sort of like a little bit harder. Right, pay attention with this because it's a completely different grind. Oh, it makes a lovely noise. It's quite hard to shave with this bit right down here because look, see where my thumb is. So, but let's have a look. Cool, I nearly took half my tash off then. Be a bad day, that would. I've not done it yet. Well, actually, I say I've not done it yet. I did. I took some longish whiskers off one of the ends once. bit harder to guess your angles a little bit. But you get used to things, you see. Like I said, I shave with so many different razors, so many different grinds. But it's got a different feel to it. It's a bit stiffer as well, I find this one. A little bit stiffer than some of the other frame backs. I've had various frame backs. I've had a lot of Swedish frame backs predominantly, to be fair. I've had Hellbergs, is it Glens? I think it's Dow Glens. Oh, sounding a bit Scottish then, don't I? Yeah, I've shaved with one frame back that I weren't too happy with. I think that might have actually been on video as well. But I took that back to the drawing board, meaning the stones, and I sorted it out. But that does feel a bit stiffer than some. It was honed lovely on the stones. Like I said, if you're looking to get honing, which I always try and encourage, you should always be able to hone your own razors, I feel. Like, you know, if you're going to make the commitment anyway to really go over to straights, even if it's just once a week you want to shave with straights and then DE or cartridge the rest, you know what I mean? I still feel like you should take the plunge, you know, try to learn how to hone. Don't learn how to hone on your good razors, please. You might put them out of service, or at least lose a lot of their meat. But I always say, anybody who buys my razors, because they're worried about looking after them and stuff, you know, I always say, I'm kind of there for you. You know, nothing can't be fixed unless you drop it and crack it. Even then, sometimes you can turn it into a shorty or something. But you should always at least consider. And I think the easiest start, see, I prescribed to, when I first started honing, getting the higher grit stones first. So I just went straight for a 12,000 grit. And I did that because you can't damage your razors. Well, you can a little bit, but you can undercut the apex a bit and make it a bit thin underneath. But what I mean is, you're not losing loads of metal while you're getting your muscle memory in order. And my muscle memory weren't that bad anyway, because I've been sharpening knives, and like I've said many a time, I'm a builder as well, so your hand-eye coordination's probably a little bit better. Well, not probably, actually, it is. I've got loads of mates who just work in offices, and damn man, shocking at some things. So you can pick up things like this a little bit easier, I find, if you've got like a practical based job, or at least hobbies as well. And but one of the easiest ways is just to make a little paddle strop yourself. You only need to flatten something. You could buy something flat, don't have to be posh wood. Could even be a bit of old chipboard or anything. Get some contact adhesive, get a decent bit of leather though. Leather's important, don't scrimp on that. That needs to be veg tanned, decent. So I'm just always in awe of the little tiny razors a little bit. My little lasers, I call them. Because it always just surprises me how well they shave, and you know, it's like people stay away from them, but so like I've got an EDV Heljestrand in my box waiting to be test shaved, and I love those little razors. I've had so many of them over the years, and they're basically like a CV, Mr. Carl Victor, but they've got more of kind of like a bit of a pointy. So I won't look in, more like a pointy bit there. It's like they stylised the MK. So is it MK24 or number 24? Yeah, it's almost like I was looking at Mr. Carl Victor's work, and I'm like, right, we've got to make it a little bit different. So they kind of just added a pretty little point to it in a way. But aesthetically, they're nice, man. I'll tell you, the steel on them, the EDV Nilströms, just amazing. I think I did that bit anyway, don't I? So I might have a battle off of the little baby razors next, because I know I've got another 24 ready to test shave. Good. I think with a bit more stropping, that'd get better. You know, it's good enough. Well, it's good as it is, but a bit more stropping. Pardon me. I seem to have always eaten before I start doing my shaving video, don't I? Yeah. And a massive, great big cheese sandwich today with a bit of cucumber, and that's what making me burnt, that is, the old cucumber. Even though I took the skin off. Do you know about that, ladies and gents? And it takes the skins off most of your fruits and like cucumbers and stuff like that. Too rough for our tummies. Right. So even looking at it on near you, it like looks quite. It's like butter though, I'll tell you, that's very gentle. I don't know if you catch it like in the light, but I think you can get the drift of it, can't you? It's got a lovely bevel on it, all the way along it. Pretty even, gets a bit wider up here on this side. Not so much the other side. But the whole bevel on that, all that side is lovely as well. It's just it's not widening as much. I'm talking, you know, tiny bit. Yeah, it's cool, man. And the old Swedes, supposedly they like their frame backs, because you get a lot of them, Swedish frame backs, because they were very frugal with their steel. So you could use nearly anything for the, you know, the shank and the spine and whatnot, couldn't you? And then save your real good steel for your actual blade. You know, just insert it in however they did it, however they fixed it, whether it's mechanically fixed or glued. You know, I'm not an expert in these things, so I don't know. It's probably a mixture of glue. I don't know. Couldn't say because I don't know. But either anyway, it was a good way of saving on their real posh steel. And from my understanding of the Swedish, they're known to be quite sort of frugal minded and well, at least historically anyway, sort of extravagant, I think's the word I mean. I swear my chin's getting more wobbly. I swear it is. Right, lovely. That's another couple more razors that I can set out into the wild. I've gone through my razors this week and I've been brutal. I've got too many razors. It is as simple as that. And when I first started thinking, right, I'm going to get honing and hone away, I always said I've got to be very strict, because otherwise you can end up with so many razors. And how many razors do you need? You know, people ask me that. They message me on eBay and, you know, on YouTube as well, and they say, how many do you need? And I always say, really, you kind of need 3, because if you got 2 and you damage one, you're down to 1. Well, what if you damage that one the next day? I know, like, the chances of it are damn near 0. You know, I know that. But I'm somebody, I went to scouts. I like to be prepared. You know, whenever I go travelling, not, you know, I don't travel like I used to or anything, but, you know, whenever I go and see family and staying over and whatnot, I always take minimum 3 razors, and then, well, basically I know I'm covered. And I always say that, you know, because, again, if you've only got 2, so what do you do if you need somebody to fix one of your razors, or you're going to send it out to be honed, or that means you've only got 1? Well, what if you damage it? So again, that's why I always say, oh look, it's just shutting now. Just use it out at once. Still a little bit of a gap, which is annoying me, but shave it again, eh? And yeah, so that's why I say, I think you kind of need 3, and then I think you're pretty much self-sufficient. You know, like if you hone your own, you know, you can just use 1 or rotate them. Rotate 2, keep 1 spare. It just works better in my mind anyway. It's only my opinion. Don't take that as gospel, or don't take offence for me saying it, please. Right. Lovely jubbly. What one's won today? I'd say it's about a draw. Right, I'm going to love you and leave you. I hope you're well enough. It's nearly Christmas, so enjoy the festive period. Toodaloo.